Good morning, children. Today I'm going to start the next chapter from your supplementary reader book Moment. And the name of the chapter is The Happy Prince, written by Oscar Wilde. I'm going to tell you about the theme, message, title, and the summary of this chapter. I'm going to tell you about the author of the story, The Happy Prince. Oscar Fingal O'Flaherty Wells Wilde was an Irish poet and playwright. After writing in different forms throughout the 1880s, the early 90s saw him become one of the most popular playwrights in London. He was born on 16th October 1854, Westland Row, Dublin, Ireland, and he died on 30th November 1900 in Paris, France. The short stories written by him are The Canterville Ghost, The Selfish Giant, The Portrait of Mr. W.H., and many more. And the plays that has been written by him, The Importance of Being Earnest, Salome, An Ideal Husband, Lady Windermere's Fan, and many more plays he had written. Here is the introduction of the chapter, The Happy Prince. The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde is about an initially self-centered swallow is a bird, who on his hunt for shelter for the night meets the statue of the Happy Prince. As he settles down at his feet, throughout the story we notice the swallow helping the Happy Prince distribute his jewels and the gold throughout the city, making civilians happier and healthier, masking the true ugliness that resides there. What drew me to Wilde's story is the change that we see in both characters. While in the beginning of the story, the swallow only thought about himself. Later, he started liking the statue. Likewise, we know that the prince, when he saw, was alive, never saw the truth of the city which he lived in, only the riches that he has brought up. Here is the theme of the story. The story is an allegory. It is based on the theme that love and sacrifice are important values in human life, and happiness comes to those who make others happy. Those who have compassion and concern get as much joy as those who receive their kindness and charity. Hence, one must try to live a life guided by the virtues of love, sacrifice, benevolence, and joy. This story highlights the three themes. The first theme is that spiritual beauty or inner beauty is more important than outward beauty. The real beauty is love, compassionate heart, and sacrifice. The prince and the swallow lost their outward beauty to attain inner beauty by helping the poor and needy. The second theme is the love, charity, and sacrifices that make life going on in the world. The third theme as the story is that there is a huge gap between the rich and the poor. We should help the poor and needy people in society so that they are able to lead a happy life. Here I am going to tell you about the title of the story. The title of the story, The Happy Prince, presents its element in a symbolic manner. The story is about a prince who used to be happy when he was alive. However, he is very sad after he is placed atop a column as a statue. The prince appeared to be happy only because he knew nothing of life outside of his palace. Only after he died and became a statue did he learn of the people's suffering and the disparity between the rich and the poor. He now sought happiness by sacrificing himself for the happiness of the others. The title thus aptly suggested that the outward happiness of the prince is symbolic of the superficial joys in life. Real happiness lies in having a compassionate heart. Is a message written by Oscar Wilde. The Happy Prince gives many important messages. The first message is that we must spread happiness around us if we wish to be happy. It is useless to mount statues with gold and jewels when the people are hungry. The prince could be happy only as long as sorrow was not allowed to enter his palace. Once he saw pain, suffering, and injustice, even his lead heart cried. The next message is that the disparity and sorrow in society can be overcome by compassion, generosity, and sharing. The generous prince and the gentle swallow sacrificed themselves to bring happiness to the poor and the needy. However, their deaths did not end their lives. The redemptive power of love made them live forever as the precious and chosen ones of God. Children, here's a summary of the chapter The Happy Prince, written by Oscar Wilde. The Happy Prince was a statue that stood above a tall column high above the city. He was decorated with gold and jewels. One night, a swallow stopped by this city on his way to Egypt and decided to rest for a night at the feet of the statue. However, when he was preparing to go to sleep, drops of water fell on him. Although the sky was clear, when the curious bird looked up, he was astonished to see the prince's statue weeping. The swallow asked the statue the reason behind his tears, and the statue told him his story, how he used to be a happy prince and he knew no sorrow or tears. But now, as a statue set up high, he could see the ugliness and the misery of his city. This made him weep. The swallow was amazed to hear that the statue's heart was made up of lead, but was too polite to make any personal remark. Meanwhile, the statue told the swallow that he could see a poor seamstress seated at a table from the open window of her house far away in a little street, embroidering flowers on a satin gown for the queen's loveliest maid of honor. In the same room, her little boy was lying in a corner. He had fever and was asking his mother to give him oranges. Sadly, his mother was so poor that she could not give him anything but river water. The statue urged the swallow to take out the ruby from his sword hilt and give it to the poor seamstress. At first, the swallow refused, but when the prince requested him to stay only for one night, the bird agreed on seeing his sad face. He picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew to the seamstress as the messenger of the happy prince. On the way, he overheard the beautiful girl complaining to her lover about the delay by the seamstress in completing her ball dance dress. Finally, he reached the poor woman's house and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble and flew round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. This brought relief to the boy, and he went off to a peaceful sleep. The swallow returned to the statue and reported all that he had done. He also remarked that he was feeling warm, although it was actually quite cold. The prince told him that it was so because he had done a good deed. Next day, the swallow flew to the river, had a bath, and decided to leave for Egypt that night. He visited all the monuments and sat on top of the church steeple for a long time. When the moon came up, he flew back to the statue and told him that he was starting for Egypt. The happy prince urged him to stay for one more night. He wanted to help a young playwright who was trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre. It was too cold and he was unable to write further. There was no fire in the grate and he did not have any food either. The swallow asked if he should take another ruby to this writer. The prince sighed that he did not have any other ruby, and so he urged the swallow to pluck out a sapphire from one of his eyes. Sapphire is a costly stone. He said that the writer would sell it and buy firewood and finish his play. The swallow began to weep and told the prince he could not tear away his eye. But the prince told the swallow to follow his command. Hence the swallow plucked the prince's eye and flew to the young writer and left the sapphire on the dried flowers on his table. The playwright was filled with joy and thought that the sapphire was a gift from one of his admirers. The next day, the swallow flew to the harbor and sat on the mast of a large ship, watching the sailors at work. He cried loudly that he was going to Egypt, but no one paid attention. He returned to the prince at night and said that he had come to say goodbye, but the prince managed to convince the swallow to stay back. The prince told the swallow that a little match girl was standing and crying in the square below. Her matches had fallen in the gutter and were all spoiled. Her father would beat her if she failed to take home some money. So the prince asked the swallow to pluck out his other eye and give it to that girl. On the prince's insistence, the swallow plucked the second eye and flew swiftly to the match girl, slipping the sapphire in the palm of her hand. The little girl exclaimed with joy on seeing the jewel and ran home laughing. The swallow returned and told the blind prince that now he would never leave him. The next day, the swallow sat on the prince's shoulder all day and told him of what he had seen in other strange places. The prince listened to those marvelous things and then told the swallow that he wanted him to fly over his city and tell him about the misery and suffering of his people too. So the swallow flew over the great city and saw the rich enjoying in the big houses while the poor were hungry and suffered. He flew back to the prince and told him all that he had seen. The prince suggested that the swallow should pluck the fine gold with which his statue had been covered and distribute it among the poor and hungry. Gradually, the leaves of the gold that covered the prince were all gone and the statue looked dull and withered. However, the poor children who had been given that gold were laughing and playing as they now had food. Then came the cold winter and it started to snow. Each day the swallow grew colder but did not leave the prince. He tried to survive by picking some crumbs outside the baker's door and flap his wings to keep himself warm. But this could not go for long, and one day the swallow realized that he was going to die. He gathered his strength and flew to the prince's shoulder to bid him goodbye. The prince thought that the swallow was going to leave for Egypt, and he said that it was a good decision. But the swallow told him that he was going to die, and saying so, he kissed the happy prince on the lips and fell down to death at his feet. At that moment, a strange cracking sound was heard inside the statue. The lead heart of the statue had broken. The next morning, the mayor of the city passed the statue while walking with the other town councillors. He noticed that the gold, ruby, and sapphires was gone from the statue. He was even more shocked to find a dead bird at its feet. The statue looked shabby and useless, so the mayor ordered to remove and melt it down. However, it proved impossible to melt the happy prince's lead heart, which had to be thrown onto a garbage heap where the dead swallow lay. One day, God sent one of his angels to the city and asked him to bring two most precious things from there. The angel chose the broken heart and the dead swallow. God was pleased with the angel's choice and announced a place in his paradise for the little bird and the happy prince. Children, the prince donated all that he had to end misery and poverty in the city. This is what he, and for that matter, any prince on earth, should have done. For the true purpose of life is to be happy by spreading happiness. With this, the story ends. I hope you all enjoyed the story. If you are having any doubt, you can contact me. Thank you. Have a nice day.